Hello, good morning and welcome to the BoldTrail Academy. Steve Hillier is my wingman today. Steve, introduce yourself real quick.
I'm Steve Hillier. Great to be here.
Steve Hillier runs, is it a mega team?
I do.
A mega team. Steve and I, we've been friends for over 30 years, and I'm very happy to have him by my side here today. I got John Olson joining me online, and John made this hat for me. Bold. That's what it takes to really be successful in today's real estate market. John, thanks for the hat.
Very welcome.
All right. So today we are going to cover the market report feature within the BoldTrail platform. I have the market report up for Placer County right here, and it's a done-for-you report that you can convey out to your client base and be the absolute expert when it comes to everything real estate. I mean, that's really what the market report is. And so what I want to do, my intention today is to go in and show you how I use the market report and how you can use it to really communicate to your database that you are the expert in that field. Before we get started, I want to go back and hit on the BoldTrail Academy. I put the link to join the Academy in the chat. So if you're not a member, I'm at 96. I really want to get to 100 today. So if you like this content, want to see more of it, help me get to 100 today and promote the platform. Within the platform, I have these classrooms set up. And if you're new to the 12-week lead generation series, I have the weeks all right. I have the recordings right here. So 1 through 7's in there. We started out with the essentials. We looked at landing pages. We looked at squeeze pages. Social media. I'm not really sure I did social media justice, but we covered it in a half hour. The text codes, the property boost. I'm doing a property boost this week. And then last week was the email campaigns with Angel. So all of that content is available. So let's get started and let's start looking at the market reports. So like I said, I have the market report here, and the thing that you need to really identify with when you're looking at this is that it is a page that's generated from your IDX compatible website that's fully branded under your digital footprint. Okay, and that's the thing about what we have with BoldTrail KV Core is that you have this IDX compatible site that's fully branded. And so this is what I use to send out to my database in a couple different ways. I create these reports and I have them saved in my, right here, it's in my, my note cards. And once I create these landing pages, they're evergreen. So you don't have to go through and recreate them every week. And so I go through and I update these, and I put out a weekly update to my database. And so within that weekly update, you can see it's here on my Facebook channel. This is one that I made this morning for release today. And I make a video about it in our local real estate market. Starting off, this is Placer County. This is the report for Placer County. I'm not super high energy. I think I had just woken up. But the point is that I'm putting it out. I'm putting it out on Friday. It's going out to my database. It's on my Living in Placer County YouTube channel. I'm consistent week in and week out in using these to be the absolute expert in my market. The other thing I do with these is once I shoot that video and I put it into YouTube, I go into my smart campaigns. I have a template. Wait for this to come up. Market update. Search this. And I've created the template to go out today. Right here, the 28th. And so each week I go in, I clone this template and update it for the most current YouTube video that I create on the market update. And you can see it's right there. Once I have that done, I'm going to go real deep on this today. I go in and I can send it to my database. I'm going to go in here. I'm going to schedule a mass email. I'm going to go in here and look at my statuses. And I'm going to send it out. And what I'm trying to convey to you is that there's the market report itself is pretty simple. You know, the information's all pulled from the IDX feed, but it's how you use it to engage with your database and show your client base that, look, you're the absolute expert in real estate. And by using the report, you can send it out and keep in touch with your database. And when anybody within your database clicks on that report, it shows up in your feed. So for some reason, this isn't showing up. So we'll touch on that later. But let's go over here and look at my feed. And you can see that I looked at the market report this morning, and so it shows up. So when you use KV Core, this is something Steve and I do. When we use KV Core, we make sure that we're sending the information to ourselves so that we can see it and understand what it is that we're sending out. We want to see that messaging. It's a best practice to use. And so that's a way of pushing the market report out through your social channels. Like I say, I have it on Facebook, I have it on YouTube. I'm sending it to my database this way. That's one way of using it. Okay. Now let's get into using it with our clients. And this is probably one of the cooler things with this platform. So what you're looking at here is my demo database. And these aren't actual clients. One of the issues I run into using this platform is that I have a lot of database. And so as much as I love everybody on this call and in this room, I don't necessarily want to share my live clients with you guys. So I've come up with this. And I know it happens, you guys. So let's go into David Lee Roth. As you guys know, I'm a big hairband guy, and I put him in here. He's not really my client, but I have him in my database. I have him living on Auburn Folsom Road in a, there you go, $4.8 million house. And so let's look at how to use the market report. So if Diamond Dave was my client, and I wanted to keep in touch with him with a market report, right here you have the market report. So I have him living in Loomis. So right here in the market report, I put the plus sign there, and it searches for Loomis, Loomis area, Loomis neighborhood, Loomis city. I'm going to go with the area. Then we have the frequency. Depending on where this client is in their real estate search and the real estate journey, you choose the different frequencies of when this goes out. Steve, what are your thoughts on setting up the alerts within the context?
Well, I like it, and I like the fact you're setting it up at 28 days, since it's gentle enough to where they probably will not opt out.
Yes.
I think we've got some statistics that we've learned over time. People that are on a market report, people that are on the CMA essentially being updated every 28 days, just two communications, it is low as 4% opt out. So it's a very, very welcome communication. So you can do higher numbers with less people checking out.
Yes, yes. And that is one thing about this platform that I can really caution everybody about, is that it's so robust that you could go in here and you could have this search alert. So I have David Lee set up on a search alert of $3 million homes in Granite Bay. That goes out to him on a certain frequency. I have him on a happy birthday campaign on a default homeowner spear campaign, a market report, a listing valuation. All of these emails go out to him, and, or I should just say the contact, go out to the contact, and it will overwhelm that contact if you're not careful. And that's where the opt-out rate comes in. So for me personally, what I've learned over time is that if you have them set up on a market report and a listing valuation, that's 2 contacts a month. And then if I'm emailing them a market report every Friday, you can see how these things add up. And so you just need to be careful. You need to gauge your client and understand what level of communication they want to have from you within the campaign. And so as I send this market report out, you can see I sent it on the 28th. You can go in here and view it. Steve, when you see that a client has viewed a market report within your KV Core dashboard, what does that cue you in to do?
Well, it means I need to be a little more observant of what they're doing because they might be considering selling, and I'll put them in a little bit hotter category, and I might reach out to them.
Yeah, yeah. So we had John Sy here yesterday speaking at our Board of Realtors, and John, he put the matrix up and said, look, if you want to close so many transactions a year, there's a defined matrix to which you need to be engaged. You need to be making the phone calls, you need to be talking to people about real estate. So if you're sending out these reports and it's showing up in your dashboard, that cues you in to say, look, these are the people that I want to send, I want to call and engage with. They're going to be on my call list. And this is the activity I have going on. And there is, look, someone that has the David Lee Roth email looked at a market report. It's interesting. But it cues me in to say, look, I'm going to call these people. They raised their hand and said, oh, this email came in about a market report about real estate. I'm calling them. If they own a home, I'm sending out the Tom Ferry CMA letter. It just cues me in because they're looking at real estate for a reason. Let's go back in and look at another contact here. We'll go to Rodney James Dio. So I have Rodney James Dio living in Granite Bay, and I have him on one market report of Granite Bay. But let's just say he wants to move to Auburn or maybe Sacramento. You go in and you can add multiples. Steve, what's the zip code in Sacramento?
95831. Try that.
95831. It search, it geolocates. Frequency, I have this one on 28 days. Maybe in this case, Rodney James Dio is listing his house in Granite Bay and buying in a different area. So you're going to want different frequency of those reports. So I'll put this one at 7 days. So now I have 2 market reports going out at different frequencies, one for the theoretical listing and the other one for the purchase. And then you can go in and you could set up your search alerts, and we'll cover this in a different session, but the search alerts for the place they're trying to buy a property. Let's go ahead and do one more. Vince Neal. Love Vince Neal. So Vince here, I don't have him living in an area. I don't have him living in a house. So Vince is just a pure buyer. And I have him listed as a buyer. I have him on a search alert in Granite Bay, but I don't have him on a market report. All right, so the reason I point this out, you guys, is that because this client hasn't opted in to the email, they actually, whoever controls this email account, they unsubscribed. So because they unsubscribed and the market report is purely an email function, I can't add the market report. Okay, so there's a couple of little things that you need to keep in mind with the market reports when you're using them. But in this case, what I could do is I could go in and say, you know what, I still want to get this information to them. So maybe I want to do this Placer County market report. I could copy this and I could go in and I could text it to them through the text feature. Oh, but wait a minute, they've unsubscribed from the text feature as well. So the system does this so that we stay compliant. And we all want to be compliant, right?
Yep.
Because when we the new laws that are coming out, the penalties are pretty high. And I think that we all are kind of tired of all the spam texting. I think, you know, realtors were one of the more marketed to groups of anybody out there. And the house flippers, do you have any off-market properties you want to sell? I think I get over 15 a week. And it's like, I'm tired of it. I unsubscribe from it. So I understand why we have this. And so I just encourage you all to stay compliant with it. But yeah, Vince Neal, we're not sending him any messages. Brent, has Brent unsubscribed from me? Nope, Brent's still subscribed to me. So I could have Brent on a market report in Loomis. And I have him on a listing evaluation in Loomis as well. That's a current listing in Loomis. So that's what I have for market reports. Again, this is what they look like when they're sent out. This is David Lee, and all this information is pulled in from IDX. Average list price in Loomis is 1.6. Price reductions, new to the market. Wow, 66.
A lot more coming on.
That's a lot on, man. Homes sold. Seems like there should be more than 5. Hot listings, most expensive, 5.5 on Dick Cook Road. That's a nice house. I haven't been there yet. We should go view that house, Steve.
We should go to it.
Yeah.
That's right.
Highest sold April 11th. 8,250,000. So go ahead.
No, that's just a big property.
It is a big property. So this is the report that's sent out. And then if they want to communicate back to you, all of this is branded under your digital footprint. And you can see that it's consistent. It's a different format of the same report.
I have a question for you, Alex. When you set up a market report, when you set it up, does it automatically generate and send an email to the client right when it's set up, or does it delay?
It sends right at the moment that you send it up.
Okay.
Okay.
So be careful not to send it to your entire database at one time.
Yeah, you would spam it out. Well, it'd be hard to do that. I mean, you could, but most people won't. To build a market report squeeze page, it's pretty easy. We covered squeeze pages in one of the previous weeks, but from your dashboard, you go into your lead engine, you go down to squeeze pages, and then you go to market report. And then from the market report, city, county, zip code. If you go to city, let's go to Lincoln. I choose Lincoln because it geolocates. And it pulls up all the different Lincolns. So guys, just be cognizant of the fact that this is a direct feed from MLS, so it has all the different areas of Lincoln, all the different labels of Lincoln. And so you generate it, and then it produces 2 different links. If you're using to post on social, you want to post with the shorter link just because it looks better in your social post. But you can just go in and you can copy that link. We'll paste it in here. And that's what you have for Lincoln. The city of Lincoln, it's just north of us. And it gives the current stats of what's going on. Same information, just a different format. So if you have a client that's looking for a certain zip code, you can go in and do one of these reports for the certain zip code. I've had sign calls come in. People call me, hey, I don't want to give my name. I don't want to give you anything. I just want information about the property, and then they want to get off the phone as soon as possible. Well, we have their phone number. So I'll do a squeeze page, either with a market report or a listing squeeze page, whatever it is, and I'll turn around and I'll text it to them. Say, hey, I appreciate the call. Here's more information about the area that you called on. Here's a market report. Here's a listing squeeze page, whatever it is. And you would use the shorter link to do that because the longer link shows up. But that's the cool thing about this is that, for me, no leads left behind. And you can use these to send out that information. And as you can see, it's totally branded under your digital footprint. Steve, your thoughts?
Well, I like the fact when a person calls you, because a lot of times you will get limited traction when they call because they don't want to provide information.
Mhm.
The fact that you can turn around with a technology like this and send them such a cool, fast response shows them, without upfront just saying, hey, I'm a great agent, they're going to know from your actions you got really good technology and you're providing additional quality information. I think the likelihood of them hitting the link would be high.
Yeah. So this is the market report I did, and it's linked to that YouTube. I put it out onto my Facebook, said interested in Placer County real estate. I put the hashtags in there so it shows up. And then, like I say, I also put it on my YouTube channel. So that's what I have for market reports. John Olson, comments on the market reports.
Well, I think it's part of the larger net that we want to build. I think that's the most obvious thing. One of the things I wanted to ask you to share, if you can, in a couple of minutes, if you're up to it, is how you're superimposing your small video over your report. I noticed that you do that all the time. I'm not sure if everybody here knows how to do that. I thought maybe you could mention that if you want to tie that in.
Yeah, so thanks for the question. Within the smart campaigns, we have these templates. And what I've done is gone in and built a template specifically for my market reports. And so I call them market updates. We'll go in and search this. And here's the market template for today. Bring this thing up. And so when you go in here and you click, and right here, you can put the YouTube link. And when you put that YouTube link in, it automatically updates this image. So let's go get that link for today. We're going to share this. We're going to copy that link. We'll go back over here. And right there, it just updated.
I think the question he was posing is how did you get your picture imposed on that?
Oh,
that
my
screen?
picture. Okay.
Your video.
Yeah, so what I use to do that is I use the Zoom clips. Can you guys see my Zoom? Did that show up on?
Not yet.
Yeah. Anyway, in Zoom, let me go like this. Did that. I'm going to take a screenshot because it won't show up because I'm on Zoom. Is that showing up?
No,
All right, let me get to it here.
there it is.
Bear with me.
We got it now.
All right. You see this image right here, you guys?
Nope, we lost it. There you go. Got it.
Okay. This is a screenshot I took of my Zoom app on my iMac. If you're on a PC, I can't help you, Angel. But what this is I go over here, and if you click on clips, it pulls up and you have different options for how your image shows up. And you can go in and do a video screen share session with just yourself. And it's a cool feature because you can choose different shapes for your image as you're talking. You can move it around on the page. You can pause it and click over to different pages. So it really cuts down on editing. I used to do these where I had a separate camera and I did a screen recording, and then I'd have to go into iMovie and put them together and edit them. This is just it's easier to do. I don't have to edit anything. Maybe I'll do a video of me doing a Zoom clip, and I'll put it on the school platform, and I'll show you guys exactly how I do that. Super easy to do. I think you do have to subscribe to Zoom in order to get the clip.
Okay.
I think you should figure out how to do it on PC so you could teach all of us.
Yeah, I think that the easiest way to teach you how to do it on a PC is just to have you get a Mac.
Okay, so then you're gonna buy us the Mac, right? Since you want the
That's on you.
Mac
That's
so
on you
bad.
guys.
I'll
Finally,
absolutely buy you.
I
somebody
see.
who's transparent.
Okay. All right, so that's what I have for you. I'm going to stop the recording now, and then we'll start it back up, and I'll take questions.